y'all, it's Miss Katie from Heritage Ways. Thank you for joining me today. I get a lot of questions about homeschooling, where to start, what curriculum to use, methods, all kinds of things like that. We've been homeschooling for, let's see, so 17th year. I'm going to tell you the best way to homeschool. It's free, it's easy, it's effective. Well, the best way to homeschool is what we've done through the years. Now, we've used different curriculum, different books, different workbooks. We've used tutorials, computer disc, and we still do use a variety. Depending on the child, depending on the situation, depending on the season, depending on a lot of factors. And we have a lot of other videos about things that we've done, and we're happy to answer other questions or produce other videos if you have particular questions that we can address. But today I want to talk to you. We're getting ready to go to town. Little Music Man and I are going to run to town for a couple of errands. And it dawned on me that, you know, homeschooling for us, for our family as believers also in Jesus, our family believes that walking along the way, when you get up, when you lie down, living life and talking and discussing life and situations with children is the best way to homeschool. You can teach character, you can teach math, you can teach grammar, history, science, and the list goes on and on. And I've done that through the years. Now, it's true that I am a former public school teacher, and it's true that I do have an expired, but I do have a teacher's certificate. Okay? But this is just part of being human, part of paying attention, part of being a mama, part of being a human person and being able to interact with other humans. It just happens that these humans are small that we're interacting with on a daily basis. It's about having conversation, talking, listening, and using the circumstances as teaching lessons. So why don't y'all come along with us today and see how we walk along the way when we get up, when we lie down. Let's see what situations that might arise today as Little Music Man and I go to town.
It's past Christmas time, but it makes it wet.
We always pray before we drive away. Would you like to have the prayer?
Yes. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for effort in our family. Thank you that we can go shopping to buy food. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you for the car, and please keep us safe. Okay, here we go. Well, friends, we are headed to Aldi. I'm going to shut this because it's sunny and windy, but it's a beautiful day. And we're headed to Aldi to do some shopping. Just a few things that we need. You know, I can't do a lot of heavy shopping anymore, living in a tiny home. But I also had a coupon, $20 Kohl's cash from the store Kohl's, if any of y'all go there. Anybody go to Kohl's? I have $20 Kohl's cash that expires today. So I'm going to buy a couple of things that I am needing. Nightgowns, to be specific. Any of you ladies put off buying the things, replacing the garments that are not usually seen? That's what I do. I put that off. Well, anyway, I've got a helper today. Little Music Man is with me today. Oh, look at the pretty buttercups, little buddy. Oh, they're gorgeous.
Is buttercups because they grow cups?
No. You think they make butter? Well, I've got a buddy with me today shopping. And he loves to help. Don't you, buddy?
Yes.
I wanted to talk to you for just a few minutes about helping. Because I've been noticing you love to help. And that is a great thing to do. But remember, when we help people, whether it's mama at the grocery store or opening the door for somebody, at a restaurant, or like you helped to load up the instruments Sunday night after they were finished with their concert. Whatever it is, whatever it is you do to help, you need to try to remember not to let everybody know that you are such a good helper, because that's called humility. When you help without making announcements that you just did it, that's called humility. And that's how the Lord wants us to act, is humble. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. By the way, it's not Christmas time. It's actually February, but little buddy wanted to wear his hat today.
Because of Valentine's Day.
Oh. Well, it's very important, and those of us who read the Bible know that the Bible tells us to not go around telling everybody all the good deeds we've done.
I've read the Bible.
You have read the Bible, that's right. But it tells us don't let one hand know what the other one's doing. And it says if you get your reward here on earth, then that you've already got your reward. Now, there's other parts of the Bible that do encourage us to let people see our good deeds so that the Father in heaven will be glorified. So, but it's important that if people do see our good deeds or know about them, that we give glory to the Father, to God. Right?
Right.
Okay. But we don't go around telling people, hey, I opened the door for that man. Look at me, I'm wonderful. Okay, so what does that mean to you? Tell me what I just said.
You don't need to do that.
You don't need to do what?
Say, I just opened that door for that man. Or, hey, I'll go open that door for that man. I'll get paid.
Yeah. You don't need to assume that you're going to get paid or you're going to get rewarded, right?
Right.
But if you do, that's fine. That's great, and that's a blessing. But we just don't assume, or you don't do things just for that reason, or for that reason, right?
Right.
Okay. So you understand? What are the words I used?
Humility.
Humility.
It means you shouldn't do stuff. You shouldn't brag. If I open that door, I'll get money.
So to you, it means not doing stuff just to get rewarded or paid?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, that's a good start. That's a good start. All right. Well, thank you for listening to my lesson.
You're welcome. Hey, Mom?
Yep.
How about this cool store? Is it spelled? It's spelled different as C-O-L-E.
Okay, so you're asking about the Kohl's store and why it's not spelled like your cousin Cole's name.
Yeah.
So your cousin Cole is, how is your cousin Cole spelled?
C-O-L-E.
C-O-L-E. And the store Cole is what? What's it say?
K-O-H-L-S. Does it make such crawling?
Well, that's a good question. And different people, names are spelled differently. Different people, like my name's Katie, K-A-T-I-E, but some people spell it K-A-T-Y. So different people, names can be spelled differently. And actually, this Cole's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a short, like a nickname for a longer word. Like the real person's name is longer, but they shortened it to Cole's, and that's the name of the store. So that's a good question. It sounds the same, doesn't it? Cole's, Cole.
All you have to do is add an S.
Add an S.
To Kohl's.
Okay, are we ready to go in here and use my $20 coupon? Okay, buddy, so we've been to Kohl's and we got Mama's things that she needed and got something else that we didn't have a coupon for, but it was on clearance.
And we're just leaving Kroger.
We are just leaving Kroger, where we got our groceries, because why did we not go to Aldi?
Because we needed to get home?
Well, because Kroger was right here next to Kohl's, and I needed a USB phone charger thingy for the car. So I thought it would just be faster and easier to go to Kroger. So that's what we did. And you've got your little lunch and your healthy smoothie. And I'm going to Chick-fil-A to pick up my free food because I had some free coupons and I love their kale salad. I wanted to point out, buddy, whenever we're shopping or out in public, there's an appropriate way to act. And when you see people that are different from you, it's appropriate and kind and loving to not stare or laugh or even ask questions to mommy until the person's gone, if you need to ask the questions. Because remember, the lady was coming out of Kohl's in the wheelchair and the person was pushing her. And I appreciate that you didn't stare or ask questions or look at her oddly and wonder, why she's different from you.
Yes, everybody has to go in a wheelchair when their leg gets broken.
When their leg's broken. But sometimes people are in wheelchairs and you can't tell why they're in a wheelchair. And sometimes you think, why is that person in a wheelchair? They look like they're just fine. But we can't decide that for ourselves because they have a story and they have a reason why they're in the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to not stare at the person or, like for example, the cashier back there. She had a ring in her nose that was quite unusual, like the stick stuck out thing. And, it kind of drew attention to her, which maybe that was her point. And then, she had makeup that was quite unusual, but that's her choice. And it's not my particular choice, but we can do we stand there and stare at her and laugh at her? Or how should we act?
Nice.
Right. We don't make a big deal about it. That's her style and that's the way she is. And so we just kind of be kind and go on. Sometimes when people dress or act a certain way, they're trying to draw attention to themselves. Sometimes they're not. That's just their style. But they can't help but draw attention to themselves by their style. So it's just for us to be polite and gracious and kind and not, laugh at her or whatever if we think she's different from us. And another thing, remember when we were walking in Kroger a while ago and that lady was sitting there smoking? Okay, well, I know that bothers you because you were born with problems, respiratory problems, and you could not and cannot be around people who smoke. You can't smell the smoke. Your body's not able to.
And the sprays and Kroger and stuff.
That's right. The sprays and the cleaners. I know you can't go down that aisle, and if you do, you have to cover your mouth because your body is very sensitive. It always has been because of the problems you were born with. And people don't know that, though. I mean, you can't walk by somebody who's smoking and go, make a big deal about it. How would that make them feel if you did that?
Bad.
Yeah, they don't want to feel bad. But look, it's not for us to tell them to quit smoking or not smoke around us or whatever. We have to do what we can to be polite. And, in that case, I tried to steer you away from the lady who was smoking and not make a big deal, not act like she's a horrible person because she's not. Okay? So it's just when people are different from you and me, that doesn't mean they're right or wrong or bad or good. It just means they're making different choices. Maybe their choices are good, maybe their choices are bad. A lot of people make better choices than I do about things, so my choices are not always the right ones. But I want you to understand, buddy, that, we just try to be kind and polite and don't make a big deal and don't embarrass the other person. Maybe they don't want to be in that wheelchair. Maybe they're embarrassed to be in the wheelchair. Maybe that person wants to stop smoking, but they can't. Or it's hard. And, it's just they haven't or can't yet. So it's not for us to make fun of. So there you go, buddy. I just want you to remember that when you see people that are different from you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is not the first time we've had problems at this Chick-fil-A recently. And that's unusual because everything used to be perfect.
Yeah,
Wonder
now
if-
they're giving you yellow leaves. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. The salad wasn't too appetizing. I'm just a little irritated. I'm irritated that it's taken my extra time.
Anything else?
But I have to not be irritated. I have to treat them with kindness because maybe somebody had a bad day. Maybe somebody made a mistake. I make mistakes all the time.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
So, little buddy, you have to give them grace and try to work it out as kindly as you can. So, here we go.
Hi, welcome to Chick-fil-A. How may I serve you?
Yes, I was just received a curbside order and it's got a couple of mistakes, so I wanted to drive through and correct those.
Yes, ma'am. You'll just pull through and we'll get you out the window.
Okay.
So they.
Well, let's see what happens. So there was no ice in my drink at all, which is strange.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Maybe they
that was
ran
weird.
it out.
Well, no, I doubt it. And then the kale salad, which I love and paid $4 for. The chicken nuggets and the rice. The chicken nuggets and my tea were free. So I paid for the kale salad and I paid $4.09, and a lot of it was yellow leaves. It's kind of gross.
Yankee Doodle, Yankee Doodle came to London. Yankee Doodle came to London just to ride a pony. Stuck a feather in his hat and called it back a road.
Hey. No, I was just in the curbside. I received an order and a couple of things were wrong. So I had to drive back through to... Well, this is a lot of yellow leaves, yellow and brown in the kale salad. Are they all like that today, or like it's old? You know, when greens turn yellow. Okay. Do you have the nut mix with it? And then this had no ice in it at all. So can I get some ice? And it's unsweet too. Yes, sure. I'm gonna check the salad.
They're all green leaves.
Yeah, this is okay. Are they all the same today? Because okay, is it possible I could get my money back? Because it's, you know, when the green leaves start to turn yellow, that's what the salad is today.
I'm cold.
Be patient, buddy. Okay, thank you. I'm just going to get wet. They're not very apologetic. Okay, they must have a new manager lately because they've usually corrected their mistakes a little bit more graciously than this.
Mom, they have a screen in it.
Are these all the kale salads for today? Because they all have yellow and brown leaves in them. The two I've seen. Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to
That's
deal with
fine.
our time manager.
Okay.
You
I mean, I
have the
want
app?
kale salad, but
Yeah, you
but
have the app?
yeah, I just
Do you have your sticker from your order? Like the sticker?
yeah. Hand me
that's
that
on your
bag, buddy. It's got some trash in it, but
Yeah,
there
so
it
what I
is.
can do is I can have our marketing director send you a kale salad through the app. Like, so the next time
Okay.
you order, you can just have a free one for that.
Okay, that's fine.
Awesome.
That's fine. And I had to drive back through, so I mean, because I had to correct the
We'll
tea
make sure that
too.
She sends you some extra gifts as well. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, do you do you want that?
No, ma'am, we can't take it back through the window. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I already gave her the first one back,
Okay,
so
cool.
okay. well, there's that. So they're going to give me one free one from the app and then something else, she claims. I hope so. That would be nice because, you know, when you pay $4 for a few ounces of salad, you want it to be green. All right, we're going home, buddy. Sometimes when people make mistakes, it's easier when they're gracious and apologetic. But that lady was, I guess. Oh, well, thanks, buddy. You were a good shopping partner.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
School's out.
Thank you for, yeah, here comes the school bus. Thank you for,
Beep, beep.
there's the school bus. But you've learned today as we drive down the road. So that's good. Thank you for not asking for things at the grocery store or Kohl's. Thank you for being patient and letting Mama get done what she needs to get done. So I love you and I appreciate you and your good manners. Thanks for going with me, bud.
Bye.
All right, that's it. Help unload the groceries, please.